Alright, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off taking a look at the Bitcoin chart once again, because this is crucial, right? So, got a lot of mixed feelings here still. We'll see what it does to the entire market. Blockchain backer for one was saying it looks like we're good, we're breaking through the right fib levels and everything. But I wanted to give you a different perspective as well, right? So as you can see, got a little bit of a downtrend going on here in the RSI. We'll see how that plays out. RSI could downtrend for months and us still be making higher highs. So not really significant, but just something to look at. But more importantly, like I've been showing you guys, Dave the Wave over here on Twitter, he does some great charts. He's basically been keeping track of this logarithmic curve, how close we're getting to the top, and he has shown multiple times now how we keep approaching a very similar top pattern, and honestly it's looking really close to the same kind of top out we've seen before, right? With a lower high right now, we've made pretty much an equivalent, almost a double top, but this time frame is looking a lot like history in Bitcoin is all he's trying to show. And basically how we're up against this line right now. We did break above today, but we need to close above it. We do. If it gets rejected and sent down, that's not a good sign. All right, so I just wanted to bring you some other different perspectives. Myself, I'm still on standby. I don't know what's going to happen. I've been expecting an alt season. I'm positioned for an alt season. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin sell off and it flow into alts. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin dump and alts dump. All right, we've seen that so many times. So it's good to just prepare mentally for all situations because they're all possible, right? That's all I'm trying to do is give you guys multiple perspectives. Another important thing to be looking at right now that I've noticed is going on, right, is we have an extremely important development, in my opinion, to pay attention to going on right now, right? So all the major stock indices are looking good right now, except for the NASDAQ, right? So the NASDAQ is this top one, the candlestick chart. It's starting to roll over, right? And as you can see, last time we saw this was March of last year, right? Beginning in February, but it dipped below these moving averages, bounced off the 200, came up and hit the 50, and then rolled over from there, all right? And NASDAQ looks to be struggling right now at the same location, right? So struggling at the moving averages. Will it dip? Who knows? All these other lines are all the other major indices. The yellow being the Russell 2000, orange is the S&P, and the blue is the Dow. All right, so none of them have rolled over yet. Coming over to their actual charts, they're all hanging above the moving averages. But another thing I wanted to point out, I've seen a few people looking at, is how it looks like we have basically this like broadening wedge forming in the S&P. So if this plays out, right, we could see if it rolls over, right, if the NASDAQ just decides to take everything down with it, which would be, fairly likely if it doesn't hold, that would be like a 48% retracement in the stock market. So would that take crypto down with it? Potentially, right? We know it did last year, right? So Bitcoin dropped basically from top to bottom 61% in March last year when we saw that major sell-off in all stock markets. But I don't know, we'll see. Once again, just wanted to bring this to your attention. It's important to pay attention to traditional markets because that's where all the money comes from. Let's be honest. Crypto has not decoupled from traditional markets at all. If anything, you've seen all this major hype in crypto coming now from traditional companies buying Bitcoin, right? And Tesla and MicroStrategy and stuff. So everyone's like, yeah, the rich people are buying, so we should too. But as you can see, it's going to be all tied together once again. So will this affect us? Who knows? We'll see. I think we're just heading into very, very interesting times. Who knows how this all plays out, but I would not be surprised to see a major stock market crash at some point. I mean, I think it's overdue, right? The market is just completely pumped up off of fake money printing. But once again, these valuations are in dollars, and the dollars can print forever. So who knows how high they can inflate these asset prices, right? But like I said, just giving you some other things to watch that are important, all right? Moving on to some news, all right, on a more bullish note. So if the world doesn't end and the stock market doesn't get obliterated and take crypto down with it, and we do get our alt season in this bullish scenario, stuff like this will help, right? So solution to scale Ethereum 100 times is imminent and will get us through until ETH2, says Vitalik. So Vitalik believes rollups will solve Ethereum scaling woes until the introduction of Ethereum 2 sharding, right? And basically this is coming right now within months, he says. So it's this solution called Optimism rollups, and they're supposed to launch their fully Ethereum virtual machine or EVM compatible rollups in around a month or so. And Vitalik says, if you have rollups, but you do not have sharding, you still have at least 100 times factor scaling. So you have the ability for the blockchain to go to somewhere between 1,000 and 4,000 transactions a second. All right. And right now it's like 15, 17. So he's definitely right. It would be a significant upgrade, and supposedly it's coming in a month or so. All right. I think Optimism is already testing on Synthetic's platform as well. So it's getting close, apparently. And this is really important news I really haven't seen many people talking about yet. But if this does happen and it solves a lot of the temporary issues, I could see it being very explosive for altcoins, right? And everything Ethereum. Speaking of Vitalik, Tether is Bitcoin's ticking time bomb demon, right? Says Vitalik Buterin, right? So he did this interview apparently on the Tim Ferriss show yesterday, and he said that he thinks the Bitcoin ecosystem has its own ticking time bomb demons too, like Tether is one example. He did not elaborate on this any further. So basically, analysts are saying that if traders were to lose faith in Tether, the Bitcoin market would likely suffer a severe liquidity shock, because around 50 to 60% of all Bitcoin trades are in USDT since 2019. All right, so this is definitely important to keep an eye on. Obviously, they just settled the little lawsuit or whatever, but that doesn't mean that the fakeness of Tether doesn't exist. And actually, Jim Rickards just talked about this recently as well. So he was talking about how Tether is clearly a Ponzi, and they just print fake dollars and pump the price of Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens, but interesting to keep an eye on. Some more bullish news, right? I guess they're keeping us on our toes right now with negativity and positivity all mixed in, right? So JP launches crypto exposure basket featuring MicroStrategy as Wall Street interest in Bitcoin grows, right? So they're doing this little crypto-based fund that's really not crypto-based. It's just companies that buy Bitcoin. But if you come to their SEC filing, you can see right here, your biggest investment would be into MicroStrategy, which owns like 90,000 Bitcoin, I think, right now. But anyway, then you would also get Square, Riot Blockchain. Interesting though, Riot, right? This is one I've always had my eye on. If and when I shift my wealth back into potential growth for Bitcoin, it's going to be into Riot and probably Marathon Patent. But Marathon Patent wasn't included in here. All right, so they have Nvidia, PayPal, AMD, and ICE, CME, Overstock, and Silvergate Capital. So, all right, as you can see, you're not really getting any crypto stuff. You're just getting some companies. So, not really that exciting, but JP Morgan is trying, I guess. Another one to keep an eye on, like I've told people, this story is going to keep coming up, it seems like. Bill Gates sounds alarm on Bitcoin's energy consumption. Here's why crypto is bad for climate change. Here's the climate change narrative again, right? Bitcoin uses more electricity per transaction than any other method known to mankind, is his claim, as well as a data scientist at the Dutch Central Bank estimates that each Bitcoin transaction requires an average 300 kilograms of carbon dioxide, equivalent to the carbon footprint produced by roughly 750,000 Visa swipes. Right, so that is a big deal. I mean, when you actually think about that, obviously it's not going to be this payment mechanism. It's not, right? So the story is store value and digital gold. If you're on board with that, you know, I'm happy for you and I hope you make money. But I want to bring all perspectives here and not just shill one idea and lead people to slaughter. All right, so you can see here, they keep showing their hand. That's really all it is. Hey, I got this card that says Bitcoin consumes too much energy, fix it or lose, basically. I think he says that down here in the end as well, or in the actual article, that if they can get to a point where they were using clean energy to mine Bitcoin, then that would make it okay. So I don't know what they mean by that. We'll see what happens. Another important one, maybe not that important unless you were holding these cryptos, but Coinbase Pro lists SushiSwap, Polygon, and Scale Network. So congratulations if you held those. You might have had a better chance at it if you were in my Discord. So if you're not already, the link is in the description. And once you get in there, you'll realize why I say that. All right. Next up, Ripple CEO says legal dispute with YouTube over XRP scams now resolved. All right. So this one was just interesting to me because if you come over and you read his tweet that he put out yesterday, the second part is most interesting to me, right? So social platforms are starting to acknowledge their role in allowing crypto scams to persist and recognize the need to be part of the solution. Some, like XRP Forensics, are helping detect or track stolen funds, but platforms need to lead the charge or it's still just a whack-a-mole, right? And then, in the same day, right, he said that they've come to their agreement, they got a solution, and that the platforms are going to lead the charge. And then, same day, multiple crypto-related Twitter accounts were suspended, right? And they were all Bitcoin-related guys, really. Willy Woo, Plan B, I think Crypto Dog as well. So, yeah. Is it a coincidence that the same day YouTube comes to an agreement with Brad and Ripple about doing their part in the scams, they come after Bitcoin-related accounts? Who knows? But the same thing happened to Trevon James. YouTube got taken down on the same day as well. I don't think this is a coincidence. We'll just see how it all plays out. But interesting enough, it was the same day that this XRP and YouTube settlement happened. So that's about all I got for you today. I might do another video if some more stuff comes out. But hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
Paper money is going away.
Yes.
And crypto is a far better way to transfer value than pieces of paper. That's for sure.
Without a doubt.
That has its pros and cons.
Just to clarify, Tesla's not going to start selling Bitcoin anytime soon.
No, we're not.
Okay, you heard it here first, even though everyone thought that.
Yeah, right.